Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday to you all. I feel a little disoriented today because Tuesdays are not my normal live day. So I told Rachel, I woke up, got in the shower, I just threw my hair up like this. And then it occurred to me that I had a live today, and I was like, it's too late to change anything. So here I am. Anyway, we are going to make a really... I'm going to be honest. I thought that this title and project idea might be a little boring because I just assume everyone knows how to do this. Rach informs me that we get requests for this quite a bit. It's always so funny. I teach people who are brand new. Did you see this light that's like literally right in front of the table?
No? Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice.
Anyway, I keep forgetting that we have new crafters and that I didn't know how to do this when I first started cricketing. So it's so funny.
And see, I think people also think anything that refers to design space is automatically more difficult. Like when you talk about design space as a Cricut beginner, things get complicated. Things get, it's very intimidating.
Yes.
So anything in design space, you all love to see. Yeah.
So this is going to be really, it's pretty quick and simple. So I'm going to show you two ways to do it. I'm going to show you one in Design Space for those of you who only use Design Space, and then I'm going to show you in Illustrator how to do it because it's a lot easier in Illustrator. So for those of you who may be starting to dive into creating your own cut files and design, graphic design and all of that stuff, not using Design Space, maybe I'll teach you some things there. It's so funny. I love, Illustrator is one of my favorite things. It's actually kind of like my hobby, which is weird. And so I've been sharing some little videos in the private Facebook group with some design pointers and troubleshooting, and I love it personally. But I just assume nobody cares about it. But every time I share them, we have several people who are really excited about it. So I'm going to continue to do some Illustrator stuff here and there. I'm going to do it entirely in Design Space. And then I'm going to go to Illustrator and do it entirely in Illustrator so that it's not confusing for you all. And for those of you who may be replaying, then you can kind of skip ahead to whichever one, whichever instruction you want. But yeah. Do we have any questions? Do we have anybody here? Any comments I need to address? Anything like that?
I wanted to shout out Miss Penny. She said, "Oh, how I have missed you from Maker's Gonna Learn. So glad I found you all here."
Yes, we're glad Penny as well.
Yes.
So amazing.
And lots of comments. They love your top knot today, Becca.
Thank you. Do they love the shine on my forehead?
Stop it.
I even have makeup on.
You don't need makeup. No.
Yeah.
Anyway. You've got that glow.
That glow.
That glow.
Yes. I'd love some Illustrator knowledge, Beth said. Yeah, good. I love learning about Illustrator, Jennifer says. Always something new to learn, yes. I wish I was good enough in Illustrator for it to be a fun hobby for me, but I can dream cat. Well, I mean, nobody starts Illustrator as a fun hobby. I can't tell you how many times that video that I shared last night, I can't tell you how many times when I first started, that would have just absolutely driven me bonkers. Trying to figure out the easy way to find those extra anchors. I didn't know all of that when I started. It's all just sort of been trial and error, and I've came across it sort of organically or accidentally. And so I'm really excited to be able to share those things with you. But you will get that way if you just keep playing around with it. It'll become second nature, sort of like Design Space to you. You guys are so sweet. Oh my gosh.
Jenny says, does it matter how big the photos are for this? What will limit the size? Design Space. If you choose to go that route. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you are, I'm going to be printing this out on the Zakoto Printable Vinyl using Design Space, just because I know that most of you all use Design Space. Also, I didn't have any photo paper. And so this will sort of eliminate adhesive and all of that fun stuff. So you are going to be limited to the Design Space restriction size of 6.75 by 9.25. However, I'm using this today, and I'm going to make it like right around 16 inches wide to fit in here. And so I will likely cut 2 or 3 letters together so that it fits in that restriction. If you wanted to just print out something that had this, then it's easier to use Illustrator or Inkscape or something like that, because then you can, I mean, I could print up to 19 inches with my Epson printer. So it's just sort of pros and cons of using whichever software that you use for this.
Shauna's going to be driving from the $1.25 store, not the dollar store, but the $1.25 store.
I love that distinction,
and
Shauna.
not to make her laugh, because
we would not want you to get pulled over. Yeah.
Yeah, she got pulled over. The cop thought she was like, what was it? Having some kind of attack or something?
Yeah, like she needed help. Because, remind me, you were coughing. you were...
Shauna,
so
we promised to be on our best behavior.
Also, Shauna, we got your second package for baby Charlie.
Oh my gosh.
I'm dying. I want to open this stuff so bad. I want to, I'm like a vulture when, but everything's wrapped and there's a card and it's beautiful and I'm like.
I'm glad that the shower is Sunday, because my patience is wearing very thin. I'm so excited to open all this stuff.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Wayne keeps saying, am I going on Saturday? Or he kept saying, see, my cousin's baby shower is Saturday and then Rachel's is Sunday. So he apparently loves baby showers.
Well, he's welcome to come.
Probably something to do with the food.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh no, Mary, they have hail damage. So sorry.
Oh no. That's horrible. I'm sorry, Mary.
Don't you wish we all followed you around during the day to remind you how beautiful you are? You know, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Okay. We call it around a dollar store. Y'all are hysterical. So I have made this little frame. I'm going to share this cut file on Monday when I do a cut file drop. But it's just a little frame. I cut this out on the Glowforge, and then it has a backing. But you can get any frame for this. I just didn't have time to run to the store to get a traditional frame.
How convenient is it to have a Glowforge to just
honestly
cut this out and paint it and be done?
Whipped this up for about $4.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Anyway, so if you wanted to make it smaller with your Cricut and your Maker 3 and some chipboard or basswood or something like that, you can do that. Otherwise, find a nice oblong frame. If you have found, it's terrible. Fallon's name has 6 letters in it, so I needed something a little bit longer. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have that. I am using the Zakoto Printable Vinyl. This is going to be for glossy. I have an inkjet printer. I'm using my Maker 3 because it is calibrated the best. So we definitely want a machine that's calibrated well for print and cut. You can use your Explorer series machine, or if you only have the Joy and want a fun hack on that, we have a video on how to do print and cut with the Joy. So check that video out.
Stacy just used the slice feature in Design Space. She's trying to design her camping bucket for a trip she has this weekend.
I can't wait to see what you come up with.
If you missed that live too, that was really fun when Becca making a camping bucket.
Brought you guys to Target with me. Oh, Kim.
Need anything while I'm here?
I love Target.
What do we need, Kimberly, to get us at Target? Does your Target have like the popcorn and the ices? Because I could really go for popcorn and an icy.
Never had popcorn and ices at a Target.
Yeah.
I said I have never.
You've never?
No.
Becca, the little food court that you run up and they.
I was a teenager before I ever had an icy ever.
Oh, ices are the best.
Yeah.
They're going out of style now, like the whole little food courts in the Targets, but that'd be nice, Kimberly. Just let me know. I'll come get it.
Okay. So let's jump over into Design Space and I'll show you the little pictures that we're going to be using today. I've gone ahead and imported them. If you don't know how to import a photo in Design Space, I'm just going to do one because the process is repetitive. So let's go to upload just like you would a cut file. Go to browse and then just going to select this photo, press open. I choose complex. If you have an image that has lots of color, then this is the best option when you are importing a photo or PNG, and then you want to select print and cut and upload. Now, if you have these photos that I've used here are full resolution photos, meaning they are large files. And if you have large files, you're going to want to size them down. I even, because these are going to be so small, I even took my picture. Oh, did you see that? Look at that. Anna sent me that cardigan and it's O&L colors and it's so stinking cute.
Where is it from?
So Kohl's, it's adorable.
Oh.
Anyway, so I took my photo and I did a little screenshot to even make it smaller. Now you can, this is a Mac, so there's so many different ways you can resize a photo. A super, super easy way is to open it up in preview like this, go to tools and then adjust your size.
Are you just gonna skip over how cute she is with her little flower crown?
I mean, look at her.
Look at her.
Look at her.
Oh my, you can't just skip over it. Like
Yummy
it's just
little,
not there.
Yummy little baby.
Ugh.
Yummy little baby. Anyway, tools, adjust size, and then you can adjust the size there. But another way to do it is just Command-Shift-4, which is your snip tool. And then do a little screenshot, a little like that. So all that to say, you need smaller images. And the size restrictions in Design Space, it's not going to be a big deal that they're smaller because it's not going to pixelate. You can't make them that large anyway. Okay, so you import the photos. We have our photos here. Now, let's talk really quickly about what you need to look for in a photo when you're doing this. If you're going to be slicing a photo, you don't want a photo that is, hold on, let me pull up my pictures here and I'll just, you wouldn't necessarily, this is my niece. Abby. Oh my God, she's so yummy. She's so yummy. You wouldn't want necessarily a photo like this unless you were cutting out an O because she's pretty big in the photo. So you need some space on either side. Like this would be a good photo because you have a lot of space around here. Let me pull up. This would not be, this one in particular, would not be a good photo to use. Her hair is a mess. So she has this Minnie Mouse necklace on. Mom brought it. It was mine when I was a kid. So, yes.
Becca,
yeah.
That's so cute.
Anyway, this would not be a good photo because it's way too close. You're not going to be able to necessarily cut out a letter from that. So, let's talk about that. See, space here, space, good amount of space. This one's a little bit awkward, but I knew I would be doing it with an N, so it would be okay. And then what you want to look for is a font that is really thick because if you do a thin font, then you are not going to be able to get as much of the image in your text. So I've inserted a text box here and what you want to do is ungroup. So you can see I have each letter here is a separate layer. It's exactly what I want. And one thing that I like to do with these letters that have the circles in them is fill those in. For whatever reason, once you ungroup text, you can't contour each individual letter unless I were to weld these together. And I don't want to weld them together because then I have to slice them again. It's a whole thing. If I didn't need them individually, then I would just weld them together like this, and then my contour feature is here and I could contour out the centers, but I can't do that. So what instead I'm going to do is just grab a basic shape from the left hand side here and we'll cover up.
Oh, you're so smart.
I'm just going to cover these up here and then select that these two layers together. We'll weld that together.
Look at that.
And then the same thing right here. Weld those together.
How smart.
Now what I want to do is take each individual, oh, where'd my F go? Why is it going away when I click on it? Well, that's interesting.
Oh,
What?
oh, Design Space.
Okay.
Do you have this saved?
Yeah.
Okay, just in case. I'm glad.
That's weird.
Does it do it when you click on any other?
No, just that. Well.
Oh.
You gotta love Design Space. Yeah, you do.
You might need to quit her and open
What
her
in
back
the
up.
world?
As long as you have it saved, though.
Yeah.
Linda said, Becca, those pictures of Fallon are so cute. You take the best pictures.
Thank you. That is so sweet.
It's so handy to have Becca be so good at photography because she's right here whenever you need her. Like, hurry, Becca, take a picture.
I did not take her newborn photo. I can't take credit for that one, but I did take the other ones. But thank you. That is very sweet. It's going to take, well, it's just going to take a minute because there's so many images and stuff. Let's see. Okay. So we just have to go back in and put those shapes back on there to contour out the insides of the letters. No big deal.
Shirley said, I thought of you yesterday when I was putting shapes in Design Space, and somewhere out of the blue, a house shape appeared.
Well, don't you love that?
Yeah.
Don't you love it?
Yeah.
Okay. We're almost there. We got it. Now what I want to do is sort of size this up a little bit. I'm just kind of making each of them similar in size, but we'll pull over a letter. And this is why I don't like Design Space, and I'll show you in just a little bit over Illustrator. You can't see exactly where you're putting this image. That's frustrating.
No, it's a blind guess.
Yes, it's a blind guess. So it's sort of a little guessing game. I can see that our little face is right here, so I definitely need just to make sure that it's sort of kind of right here. So probably the size that I had it, honestly, is pretty good. And then once I have it placed, I'm just going to select these two layers, so my photo and my F, and I'm going to press slice. And then in the layers panel, I get some slice results. So I'm not going to need this piece. I'm not going to need this piece. If for some reason you sliced this and her face was cut off, you didn't like the area or something like that, you can press undo in the top left-hand corner here, or Command Z, which is also undo, to undo that slicing, and then you could just replace it and redo it. So I'm going to go in order. This was newborn, and then we have this year, which was her first birthday. So I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger here. See how I'm sizing the photos and not the letters, because I want all the letters to stay the same size, so that I don't have to resize them and make sure they all go together. Okay, so I'm going to slice this. Bottom right hand corner, press slice. And you can see when I'm slicing, the shape that I'm slicing with goes on top. Not the other way around. It was something I should have pointed out. We have the A there. And then we'll go with her 2-year-old picture, which is right here.
Those little tots are too cute.
Oh, Matilda Jane. I love Matilda Jane. And I'm going to have to cut her arm off a little bit here. Nope, come back. Because the photo's not quite wide enough. But that's okay. Okay, so we're going to select those two. If you are new to slicing, you can only slice with 2 layers at a time. So that's why we're doing each of these individually. So we'll press slice, delete the slice results that we don't need. Ooh. Just like that. What?
Tina had a recommendation, and I want to know if it works.
Yeah?
She said, what if you choose score for the letter so it would be transparent?
Oh,
and
that
then
would
get
work.
it right where you want it.
That would work. Yeah, or pen, either one.
Oh.
It's a great idea. That's fantastic, Tina.
Thank you. So you guys inspire us so much.
That's basically what I'm doing in Illustrator, basically.
Look at that. Look at her little leg warmers.
Oh my gosh, is she not the cutest? Let's make it a little bit smaller. Again, I'm going to have to cut her arm off just a little bit. Just like that. I wonder, I'm going to slice and see what happens if I have to turn it back. No, it automatically changes it to a cut line. So that's awesome, Tina. Very cool. See, this is why I love lives.
We learn.
Love it.
Yeah. Thank you, Tina.
Very, very smart. So like, if you didn't catch that, we're changing these from cut lines to score or draw or something like that so that there's no fill in. And then we can see through it. Very smart. Pull this down here And then we're almost finished here. And you can do collages this way too. If you have an app that you can make collages with, and you can put your collage together and then slice out of a collage too. That's really popular. And then we'll do this in, and we'll be finished with these. Pin. Let's see here. Do we have any questions about any of this? I know I'm going pretty fast, but it's super repetitive.
No, they're doing great.
Okay. Amazing.
Look at her holding her little glue gun.
Oh, she just loves it. She loves being a
We
little
get the most
crafter.
comments on videos when Fallon is in them.
Little Fallon.
Fallon and Becca.
Okay, so we have all the letters here. And I'm actually going to delete them because I have these right here, and I'll show you why in just a second. In Illustrator, I cheated a little bit and added some here and here to the L so that I didn't have to cut her arms off. And I'll show you how I did that. But now all we have to do is import that file. I don't even think I've done it yet. Nope, I haven't. Okay. Let's import the file that I'm using, and then we can size it and use it as a blank if I can remember where I've saved it. Upload like this.
Beth, is it possible to put a black outline around the letters? It's hard to see the letters shape on the light photos. You can always add an offset, and like a really thin offset, and make it a different color. You'll be printing these either way, so you can make it whatever color you would like.
Yeah, you could do, like Rachel said, an offset like this if you wanted to. Change the color just like that.
Yeah, or if you're placing it on a dark surface, of course you wouldn't have to do that. If you wanted to see it, you can change the color of your canvas like Becca's showing right here. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to size this up. I made this 18 and a half inches wide. 0.5, and then we'll size this down so that it fits really nicely right in here. And then we just want to make sure that the spacing looks good, that we like the size of all of this. Let me move this backward. Come on down here.
Brenda said, I love this. I would have never thought of using my Cricut for this.
I love that you love it. That looks, maybe make it a little bigger. More like this. Oh, that will fit really nicely.
How big are each of the letters?
So each letter is roughly 3 by 3 roughly.
That's a good size.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do a couple. I'm gonna delete this because I don't need it, and then we're gonna just have to do a couple of pieces of printable vinyl. So you can see that the end doesn't want to fit on there. I kind of wonder.
Boy, howdy, I bet you could get that to fit.
I bet I could. Let's see. Okay,
let's give her the challenge.
Yeah, let's do this. So we're going to grab a basic shape.
I love this hat, guys. Pay attention. It's a great one.
And we're going to size this to 6.75 by 9.25 because that is the design space restriction for print and cut. And then, my goodness, where did it go? Then I've got to change this back to white because it's driving me crazy. I'm going to kind of just place these on here and arrange them. Go to the back. Okay, we'll put that right here. Zoom in so we can really see what we're doing. We definitely don't want to overlap anything because once we attach it, which I'm going to do, it will create problems.
And we're just tricking Cricut into cutting these how we can fit them all on one piece of paper, basically. Because it's not going to try. For some reason, the Cricut never wants to just try a little extra hard to do that.
Because it thinks that this is the cut image. See how there's the box around it? So it's placing things based off of that instead of this right here.
Not the empty spaces within.
Okay, let's see. I don't know if it's going to fit or not. Oh, it's close. No! Stop it.
Stop it, Illustrator.
Oh, I think we got it. I'll pull it right up here.
Oh, man.
So now what I want to do is delete this, and then I'm going to attach all of this so that it won't go anywhere. We'll attach.
Fingers crossed. Let's
now
see.
we'll click make it. It's on one sheet. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. So let's go ahead and press continue, and we'll load our sticker paper into our printer. Let me plug this up too so it doesn't keep trying to move on me. And then I already have the glossy paper setting selected. Are you overhead or front?
I'm on you right now.
Perfect. I don't have to worry about moving it. Okay. So we'll send this to the printer. We are going to increase our print quality and tell it to print from the rear tray. There we go. And then I'll grab a mat here. Do we have any questions about any of that?
Let me pilfer through.
Pilfer through.
Let me pilfer through.
You move this. There's glitter all over these.
LSW says, good afternoon. My team decided to have a meeting during my Oak and Lamb live time. How dare them?
You need to give them our schedule.
Yeah.
Give them our schedule.
That's so rude.
Mm-hmm.
So rude.
Yes, material saving hack for sure. We're all about that
Carol,
now.
Becca did that for a sticker live, and it blew my mind. I loved it. Loved it. Would have never thought to do that for sure.
Oh, that's awesome, Jenny. Gonna look for photos of each kid on the crew and put them in the yearbook crew. How many letters is that? 12 kids. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Rachel,
Yes.
were you on yearbook crew?
No.
No?
I don't even think there was a yearbook.
I was on yearbook crew.
I don't think the school was so small, I'm pretty sure the administration just did it because
Yeah.
there wasn't really that many students.
I loved yearbook.
Oh, I'm going to have to bring my yearbooks in, Becca. You will get a kick out of them. You sure will. Yes.
I love everything about this project. Christy, thank you. You're going to sublimate the pictures. Shirley, I'm not going to sublimate them. I'm using Print and Cut vinyl, Zakoto printable vinyl that will just stick right on there. You could sublimate these, absolutely. But I wanted them to be kind of shiny. That's why I chose this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this baby. Let me just show you overhead. Well, you'll see in a little bit. This Zakoto printable vinyl is just absolutely
It's so glossy and beautiful.
beautiful. It
Beautiful.
really is. I'm trying to get this out of the way so that we can see. Okay. I'm gonna put this in the top left-hand corner here. And then let me grab my brayer really quickly. Bray this down. And then cut this out. I'm going to use, we'll use the printable vinyl selection today just because I don't necessarily need, you can do a craft board setting if you want it to go all the way through, if you wanted to have like merch stickers or something like that to hand out, but I'm just going to do a kiss cut with this today. So printable vinyl material setting, and we'll cut this out. If you are new to the channel or just watching one of our videos for the first time, and Print and Cut is new to you, we have several videos on how to improve your Print and Cut, what is Print and Cut, like so many different things. So definitely check those out. If you need help finding them, let us know. We'll link them for you as well.
Carly said, I drew the cover of my grade school yearbook.
Stop it.
Carly, we need a picture in the flock group.
That is amazing.
I'm going to need you to dig one up.
Yes.
And tag me in that, please. That is amazing.
Yes. Bye, Beth. Have a fantastic day. And what is 125? Are they talking about their yearbook prices?
Or maybe the Dollar Tree again. I don't know. If some people are watching the live, like from
Oh,
back,
from the back. Okay.
They comment.
I didn't know if I had
comment
just
real
missed some
time.
comments.
I
Okay.
don't think so.
We have 100 students only, and the crew is 12. They put in a lot of hours. See, Jenny, we only had the school that I went to and graduated from is the school that Becca and Fallon go to. My graduating class was 3. One of them was my twin sister, and the other one I've known my entire life.
Becca, the printable vinyl you're using, is it Cricut brand?
No, it's not. We have it linked, right?
Absolutely, we do.
We have it linked below. It is Zakoto printable vinyl, and they have it in glossy and matte. love this stuff.
I have you on overhead as well, so you can show the
We
packaging.
absolutely love this stuff. It is...
Now, Becca, you've used the glossy and the matte.
I've not used the matte.
Okay.
I haven't. I've never used the matte, which is funny because I
Are you
love
sure?
matte. I haven't.
I'm pretty sure we got some at MGL. I personally didn't like it as good as the glossy.
Really?
I like the glossy better.
We can order some here and we can do a
Because
comparison.
it's blue.
It's blue, yeah.
I'm almost positive that I have used
Yeah.
it.
I did get some holographic sticker paper. Beth shared with me her favorite that she used, and so I'm eager to see what it looks like. Okay, so these are printed out. They look absolutely beautiful. Look at those. And I'm just going to remove this from the mat. And then I'll peel these off just like stickers and then place them as well. Now,
I forgot that the back has a grid on it now. It threw me off.
yeah, it didn't used to.
threw
Isn't
me
that
off.
weird? This is the part that is challenging for me. I hate, and there's so many pieces, and it's not like I can place them on a transfer sheet and then put it over here. The transfer papers that we have are too sticky and will remove the color. I'm going to lower my desk here so that I can see a little better, get over top of this to see a little bit better. But I'm going to just reference Design Space and place them. I'll probably start, one thing that I like to do is start in the middle. Let me go back here. Start in the middle and then go out. Let me pull this back up. I have to keep pressing undo.
Graduating classes 1,500 to 2,000. There was 4 students in my sister's graduating class.
Well, there's only 65,000 people in all of Morristown, just
That's
to put it
true.
into perspective.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that is so many people.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the little L's here and just place them. And because they're stickers, I don't have to worry about adhesive or anything like that, which is really nice.
Did you leave bleed on?
I did.
Okay.
You can see kind of around here, there's some bleed.
Carly said, my maker needs to be recalibrated before attempting another print and cut for sure. Carly, we feel you there. I don't think we've used our Air 3 in a while.
No, because it just does not calibrate well.
Yeah.
It's annoying. Hold on. I'm trying to measure here.
Oh, she's getting out the acrylic ruler.
I got a straight edge here.
Look at that beautiful frame. Becca made this with glitter. I have linked the glitter down below. It's from 143 Vinyl if you want it. Everybody needs a good gold glitter.
It's called, what's it called?
Blonde, beach blonde.
Yes. Okay, we're at around 2.5 inches. So we'll do it about right here. That looks good. Okay. Then I'm just going to follow this.
Jenny, yes, once you have your vinyl printed, it will cut each letter out, as long as that's the way you have it set to do it in Design Space.
Yeah, because, yes. Now, if you saved it as a PNG, like in Illustrator or something like that, it won't cut out individual. It's interesting. I would have to show you. Okay.
You might have said this while I was talking, Becca. How many were in your graduating class?
3.
3.
3 big ones.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the salutatorian, but well, it's not hard when there's only 3 people.
Not much competition there.
You just have to get the GPA. You just have to get the ACT.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
What did you make on the ACT? Do you want to say? You don't have to say. I'll probably never tell anybody. I've already told you, but I will not tell the general public what I got on the ACT.
I didn't do terrible.
I did horrible. I got the exact number I needed to graduate high school on my 6th try. I am not a test taker.
I'm
not at all.
I'm a really good test taker. Like I just am. Like
That's good. No, listen, that's fantastic. It's definitely it's a superpower. If you got it, flaunt it 100%. If you're good at taking tests, that's great.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm being obnoxious with how slowly I'm putting all these on.
No,
In
listen,
fact, I don't think that
perfect.
I think the N is not going to fit because I think I put the. This is the part I hate.
Good thing it's a little bit forgiving, though.
True. I guess I could lift it up, couldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to. Dadgummit.
I never took the SATs either, Stacy. I only took the ACT, and I had to graduate. And the score to graduate was very low. But I got it on my 6th try. Sure did.
I love that you took it 6 times.
I had to. My poor mama drove me up there 6 times. It was just like, do your best, honey. And I swear, the last time I took it was only like 2 months before graduation. And if I didn't get the grade, I couldn't graduate. And I know the Lord changed some of my answers. And I'm totally fine by that. I'm totally fine with that.
I took it 3 times. I took it in the 6th grade, and then I took it in, and then I took it my junior year and senior year.
I took them all in like 2 years. Oh gosh.
I bet you really loved that.
Oh.
I mean, you probably
My
were.
mama was so patient with me. I cannot speak highly enough of my mother and my grades in school. Just sad. But that's okay.
Well, I mean, it's,
okay.
you know. Okay, we're almost there. Almost. Thank goodness that was so forgiving. Sorry, I'm looking at comments.
Peel them off and stick them back, and especially since this is like painted wood, it's not like ceramic or glass where you would probably just stretch the vinyl and have to reprint it and recut it. I love the use of the acrylic ruler to keep them all straight.
Well, I'm trying. I don't know how effective it is, but we're trying here. I think it looks okay. Okay. We just fit in there, didn't we?
Dawn said, "Oh, Becca, this is going to be adorable."
I know, it's so fun.
Stacy, you're so sweet. She said, "Click the like button and join the membership."
Look at that.
You're so sweet, Stacy.
Oh my gosh.
Fallon's going to love that.
Yes.
It's glittery.
Glitzy.
Look how cute.
In retrospect, wish it was like not as wide, maybe more shallow, but I could put like some filigree or something.
That'd be adorable.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, that's finished. And if you want to stick around, I'm going to show you how easy it is to do in Illustrator. Maybe share a couple of little design hacks with you there too. So let's go over into Illustrator. Same thing. I've pulled in all the photos right in here and pulled in my text, the exact same text. And one thing here that you can do to fill in the text. First, let's talk about this for just a second. If you are new to Illustrator, when you enter a text box, to Design Space and die cut machines and like laser printers and things like that, if you were not to do anything to this text, it would look like one cut line right here, like this. One little line. It doesn't see the outer lines as is. If you look right here, it says create outlines. And when you put in a text box to make it work for SVG use, you do have to push create outline. And when you do that, it adds all of the outlines right there. So we did that. And then I pressed ungroup so that my letters can be moved around individually. But I'm going to delete this so then go up to this one right here.
Carol said, "Don't all those photos make your heart sing and cry at the same time? Time passes by too quickly."
It
Becca
does.
was just telling me that.
It really does. It really does. And before I get started with any of this, there are multiple ways to do lots of things in Illustrator, just like in Design Space and other design programs. So this is just one way to do it. What I'm going to do to fill in right here, like I said, I'm going to press ungroup, and then I just select one of the letters, and I'm going to come over here to my shape builder tool and select it. And then when I do, I'm going to drag through just with my cursor and my mouse and fill in. So you can fill in just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Fill in. Super easy. Now what I want to do is remove the fill so that I can see. So I'm going to come up here and press this right here. But when I do that, everything kind of goes away. It's still there, but I have to hover over it. So what I want to do is increase my stroke just a little bit so that I can see the outline of what I've got. You can make that thicker if you want to, just by clicking right here. Now what I want to do is basically the same thing as we did before. We're going to hover over our image size it how we want it. Oh my gosh, she's so yummy. You can eat her face off. A little bit smaller there. And then what I'm going to do is select both layers and press Command 7. And when I do that, I create a mask. Command 7. Super easy. No slicing, no deleting the extra layers or anything like that. So I'm going to do that with all of them. We'll go to this one next.
I just noticed her little chunky legs in this one.
Look at those.
Oh my!
Look at that.
Stop it right now.
I mean,
I can't even
hers
deal
is
with the
so
chunky
yummy.
legs.
Hers is so yummy. She was a chunker. Becca was skinny, and she was chunky. All right, so I'm going to select that Command 7 again to create that mask. Now, if I decided I don't really like that, I want to undo it, then I just select this again, release the mask, comes back up, and I can move it around. So that's pretty neat, right? Command 7. And then this one I'm going to show you, and admittedly, this does not look as amazing as it could. Like if I wanted to do some Photoshop and stuff like that, what I'm about to show you would look better, but just like as is, it doesn't look terrible. So I'm going to size this down here, and I want her right in the middle of my L. But when I do that, this right here is extra. So I am going to create a little box. I grabbed a basic shape. I'm going to create a box here to do this extra fill, and we'll worry about that one in a second. And then I want to duplicate this picture. So I'm going to press Command C, Command V to copy and paste. We'll kind of pull this one over to the side. And then I'm going to select the L and the photo, and then Command 7 to create the mask. Now what I want to do, see this little box that we created earlier, just leaving it there. I'm going to pull this over here, select my box. So I have the box selected in this photo, and then I'm going to press Command 7. Oh, it doesn't like it. Hold on. Got to send this to the back. Your box has to be on the top when you're doing this. See how my image right now is above that box I created. So I'm going to send it to the back and then select it. So both the box and that image are selected. Command 7, just like that.
Oh, look at that.
Looks. I mean, if you look,
You're not Becca.
but you're not going to be able to
No,
tell.
come on. Not when it's 3 inches.
So it's still separate right now. So what I want to do is just select both of them and press Command G to group them together. And itty bitty tiny, you're just not going to see that. Okay, so we have that one. And then we're going to do the same thing with this L. Because I like pictures centered to my detriment with things like this. It doesn't always help. So we've got that. Again, I'm going to Command C, Command V to copy and paste that. Grab a basic shape right here on the left-hand side and just create this exact thing here. We'll send this one to the back, send it back. And then we have the L and the photo selected, Command 7 to make the mask. Then we'll slide this right over here. And this one doesn't line up as well, but again, it's not that big of a deal. When it's teeny tiny, you just don't see it that much. Okay, so we'll pull that over here, and then we just have our O and our N left, doing the exact same thing. Command 7, and then our N. Pull that over here. Make it a little bit smaller. Pull it over here. If there are any questions, right, to make sure you interrupt me.
I will.
Command 7. And then we have all of our little letters right here. Then you could print this as big as you wanted straight from here, as long as you have a printer that will support the size. Or you can save this as a PNG and import it into Design Space for use. We do need to make sure that it's not huge. So right now this is 45.7 inches wide, and that is huge. It will take forever. It will not, it probably will never load in Design Space, to be honest, at that big. I like to keep mine somewhere between 12 and 20 inches, 20 inches being max when I'm creating PNGs to import into Design Space. That tends to blow up as big as you would need it. If you make it smaller than that, like if you make it 5 to 6 inches, but need to blow it up bigger in Design Space, then a lot of times it will pixelate, and you don't want that. So from here, what I would do is just export as, and then save it as a PNG. You want it at high resolution so that it's not pixelated when you pull it in. And then you just import like you do a regular file.
And Becca, Miss Cat would like to know if there's anywhere she can find a list of Illustrator shortcuts.
Kat, did you buy Design Excel from Maker's Gonna Learn?
I would assume so.
I think you did. If you did, I made a keyboard shortcut in the newest book. I may actually.
And of course, if you bought it, then you can like download it just from.
I may still have it. Hold on.
But it is there if you bought it, Kat.
Yes, it would. I'm trying to show you what it would look like though, if I still have it. I don't know if that's it or not. I don't think so. I think I deleted all of that stuff, but I didn't know if it would just bring it up on my files or not. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you purchased. So if you can't find it in your book,
did.
Okay, it's in there. But I would be happy to make one for us too. Anyway, we have our follow here. Print it, cut it, the same way. Super fun.
Becca, they loved this.
Good.
They loved it.
And I'm going to pull up comments here. Sorry, I'm reading all of them. Thank you for doing this video. You're welcome, Tam. Thank you for watching. I just bought Design. Would it be in that piece? Yes, it would be in that piece. It would. Absolutely.
Learning from the best.
Anyway, yeah, if you can't find it, I don't mind to make a new one. It's no big deal at all. We need one for sure. I also want to make one for Design Space.
Yeah, for Design Space too. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Romo. That's very sweet. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm trying to learn Illustrator. Do you have any suggestions of training? I don't really know. So, I mean, there are programs that you can buy. I think a lot of times those programs, unless you buy one specifically for cut file design, you learn things and they teach you things that you wouldn't necessarily need.
Yeah, like overcomplicating it a bit.
Yeah.
Kat said, I'd rather get it from you.
Okay,
Kat.
that's fine. Yeah, totally fine. No big deal. I am going to be creating some content, Illustrator content.
Training.
And training for you all. I've done it before. I've done a whole program before. Twice. Yeah. Yeah. I honestly just learned sort of by trial and error. I didn't take a course. I'm self-taught. And
over several years though, several years. So the things that she can teach you now are things that she learned, didn't like, she won't teach you. The things she loves, uses on a daily basis, she will teach you. I mean,
yeah. So the first time I made the course, we had a list of things that I went by. I wasn't really super familiar, and so I made videos and that weren't necessarily helpful, but I didn't know that they weren't helpful because I didn't know enough about it. The second time I made the course, I feel like it was a whole lot more helpful. And the third time I make a course, it will be even more helpful. So I don't know how to delicately say any of this. I'm not sure. I'm trying to be.
Nice.
It's good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, just like anything, if you do it a year later, you're going to know more than you did a year ago and be able to teach a little bit more at least than you did a year ago. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
That's why one person makes 20,000 cookbooks is because they keep learning new recipes, I mean.
Navigating Illustrator has always scared me. Honestly, it's like anything else though. Until you know it, it is scary.
And I have to be honest, being able to have been there when Becca created both trainings and I had the ability to edit all of them this past time. I am confident that I could do things in Illustrator like Becca does because of the way that she taught it. It's great. She's a fantastic teacher. So whatever we come out with for Illustrator will just be exceptional.
Well, and I think because I have actually used the files. Now, graphic designers can make files. They can be exceptional graphic designers, but they may not know how to make a file that works well with a die cut machine or a laser printer because they don't know what to look for specifically. They don't know that itty bitty tiny letters in a cut file aren't necessarily always the best thing, or that really cool distressed look that everyone loves is great for sublimation or print and cut projects, but if you're wanting to cut it out, it's terrible. So those types of things, I think it's very valuable to know those things while you're making files for use with die cut machines and laser printers. I don't want to pay for the program before I know what I'm doing. Well, that's sort of the point though. Like, you pay for the program so that you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you already know what you're doing, there's no point in paying for the program, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a really old version of Illustrator and wrestling with upgrading and paying for it each month. Am I missing out on some updates?
Depends on how old
I'm trying to remember. I don't think so, honestly. I'd have to look back at the features. I don't think so.
Nothing groundbreaking, probably.
I know absolutely nothing about Illustrator, but I'm also excited about learning as long as Becca's around as our Illustrator guru. I'm excited to be your Illustrator guru. Yeah. I don't claim to be a Illustrator professional. I know enough.
She knows enough to do what she does extremely well.
My family had a print shop, and as the computer tech, I had to learn how to print separations when their artists quit or something. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
This is why you need to join Oak and Lamb, friends. These gals are so knowledgeable, and Becca has been doing helpful videos in Illustrator in the Facebook group. Thank you, Kat. That is so sweet. Illustrator is way easier to learn than the one I was taught on, which was Corel Draw. Corel. Don't get me wrong. It is great, but very expensive. Never finished the first version. Not sure I'll watch the newest. Watch the design version. It's good. It's good. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. You forget
the Procreate teaching is really, really, really good.
You forget that the first one we all filmed like in our houses during quarantine
and COVID,
when like the world was shut down.
Yeah.
The second one is very good.
Yes, it really is.
Not to toot our own horns. Because we're not making any money on it telling you this.
Not at all. Sure. But all of the content in the second one is good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Agree. 100%.
The layout of Design Space just looks simpler to me, but I want to design more of my own files in SVG format, so time to dip my toes in Illustrator. Yeah, honestly, Carly. The reason that it looks more simple to you is because there aren't as many options. So, but the thing about Illustrator is there are different workspaces that you can add to Illustrator. So if there are tons of options that you don't use and it just seems overwhelming to you, you can remove those a lot of times and just pull in the specific tools and features and actions that you use a lot. So you can kind of create your own.
Too, Becca, and we could say this about any program online. You don't use all of the ones that you see. Don't get overwhelmed thinking that you're going to have to learn how to master every single one of those buttons. You only need to learn to use a couple of them to create your own files. It just looks daunting because there is so many buttons, because it is a really good software that can teach you how to do so many different things, but you don't need to learn them all. No.
Yeah, I'm looking right now, honestly, at the tools that I even have pulled up. I never use...
Let me go over and let me see it too.
I never use this direct selection tool. I never use, I rarely, I'll say rarely. I rarely use the paintbrush tool. The only time I use it is if I'm doing like a watercolor feature. I never use this rotate button because it's right here as well. Like you can just put your mouse over here and rotate. So I never use that. Or I never select it over here. Also, let me look right here, because if you right click, then I do use this a lot. Type on a path tool. I do use that. Never use this.
But all these buttons, I 100% agree they look scary.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be scared of the buttons.
Never use this mesh tool. This is actually interesting. I never use the gradient tool. I always come up here under window and hit gradient. I don't know that I honestly knew gradient tool.
Right there.
But there's so many different ways to find different things. So while gradient is here, and then also you can pull up gradients right here, you can also hit Command F9 and pull up gradient. So there's so many different ways to grab each tool or action.
Yeah.
This artboard tool I actually do use a lot. And the smoothing tool I do use a lot. I never use this. I don't even know what it is. The zoom tool. Never, ever. I always just use my mouse and zoom in. Anyway, so that's just one, for instance. Like I said, there's so many different. And the panel that's on the right side is customizable as well. So
Crystal says, Becca gives me hope because she says you don't have to draw to use Illustrator. And goodness knows I can't draw to save my life.
we all saw those cats. It's not good.
Those cats.
I cannot get over how yummy the pictures of Fallon are. Thank you. She is so yummy.
Oh my goodness. Becca showed me one of Beckett today. He had on like a little fedora, and it was just on a Sunday, and Becca had him dressed to the nines, and he had a little dimple, which the dimples get me. Oh my goodness.
Super cute.
So cute.
Rotate is essential for yearbook, but not necessarily for other things. So you can rotate even without that button being over there, though. So that's what I'm saying, is there's just
So many different ways
to do
things,
everything.
which is good. We all learn differently. We all have different preferences.
Anyway, thank you all so much. This has been like some unexpected turns. I have not even mentioned it even one time. If you like this video, if you like education like this, learning new things, if you like the community, if you like the inspiration, if you like cut files,
or you just love Becca.
If you just love me and Rachel, please join Oak and Lamb. Your support through a membership, through subscription, keeps our lights on, keeps us here crafting with you. And we would love to have you as a part of the flock. Click the link Rachel has shared. There is a monthly payment option or a yearly payment option. You do get a bit of a discount if you pay all in one lump sum. However, there are no different benefits for each tier of payment. So click the link. Let us know if you have any questions. You can also email us.
Like the video. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
We love
that is also helpful.
Also, just a little PSA. Tomorrow is our last live of the week until Sunday. Do you think Sunday's the beginning of the week or the end of the week? Whatever you think. We have a live on Sunday. But tomorrow's our last live at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. So that's a little different. Usually 10:30 is for our Thursday lives.
Wait, our meetings are our lives at 10:30?
Yeah. Why?
Oops.
Well, what happened?
No, I just scheduled that web dev meeting. It should be over by then. It's fine.
Well, I'll be gone too. I have an OB appointment. So if it's at like 11, then we'll let you know. Yeah. But anyway, so it's at 10:30 tomorrow. And then Thursday, Friday, we're going to have some pre-recorded content where we'll be here live with you answering questions. You'll be watching a pre-recorded video. Those are super fun. And then Sunday's the baby shower.
It's my favorite. Fun. I'm so excited. Yes. Anyway, have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern.